Hey there. So, you've got your sights set on the GATE 2026 exam? Well, you are in exactly the right spot. We're about to break down everything you need to know step by step, and we're using the official info brochure as our guide. So, let's just dive right in. And here it is. This is what we're working from, the official GATE 2026 information brochure. This year's exam is being put together by the awesome folks at IIT Guwahati, so you can be sure that every single detail we're about to cover is straight from the source, totally accurate and up to date. We've laid this whole thing out to basically follow your journey. First, we'll talk about what GATE even is and why it's such a big deal. Then, we'll get into your roadmap, key dates and fees. After that, we'll walk you through the application, piece by piece, then decode the exam itself, and finally, we'll look at the payoff, the results, and what you do next. Okay, so let's start at square one. What in the world is the GATE exam? And maybe more importantly, why should you care? What can it actually do for you in your future? So at its heart, GATE is this huge nationwide exam that's all about checking your understanding of your undergraduate subjects. It's designed to see just how well you've mastered the core concepts, whether you're in engineering, tech, science, or even the humanities. Think of it as a national benchmark for your skills. But honestly, it's so much more than just a test. A great GATE score is like a master key. It doesn't just prove what you know, it literally unlocks a whole new world of top-tier academic and career opportunities that might have been out of reach before. And what do those opportunities look like? Well, here you go. Your GATE score is pretty much the golden ticket for getting into master's and Ph.D. programs at the best institutes, often with a scholarship from the Ministry of Education. Plus, it's what major public sector undertakings, or PSUs, look for. We're talking big names like ONGC, BHEL, and SAIL. It can even land you a Group A government post directly. Seriously, this one exam can shape your entire career path. All right, so now you know the why. Let's get into the how. And that all starts with the timeline. You absolutely cannot miss these dates. So let's take a look. Okay, get your calendars out, because these dates are crucial. The whole thing kicks off on August 25th, 2025. That's when registration opens. You've got exactly 1 month for regular registration before late fees start. Then the main event, the exams themselves, are spread across 2 weekends in February 2026. And the day you'll be counting down to? Results are out on March 19th. Now let's talk money, the application fees. It's pretty simple. Applying during that regular period, that first month saves you 500 rupees across the board. The fee is 1,000 rupees for female candidates and those in the SC, SD, or PWD categories. For everyone else, it's 2,000. So yeah, applying early is definitely the smarter and cheaper way to go. Okay, you've got the dates and you know the fees. So how do you actually apply? Let's break down the process. It's actually really straightforward once you see the steps. Right, the only place you need to go for this is the official portal. It's called the GATE Online Application Processing System, or GOAPS for short. Think of it as your mission control for everything, from first signing up to checking your final application status. The whole thing is just 4 simple steps. First, you register on the GoAPS site, and they'll give you a unique enrollment ID. Second, you fill out the form and upload all your documents. Third, pay the fee online. And last, you can just log back in whenever you want to check up on your application's status. See? Not so bad, right? And to make that second step super smooth, just get all this stuff ready beforehand. You're going to need a nice, clear photograph and a scanned image of your signature. Also, have a scanned copy of a valid photo ID, like your Aadhaar card or passport. If you're applying under a specific category, have that certificate ready too. And of course, your payment details for the online fee. So, your application is in. Awesome. Now let's shift gears and talk about the exam itself. They say knowing the enemy is half the battle, so let's decode this thing. Here's the big picture. GATE is a 3-hour exam on a computer. You'll face 65 questions, and it's all out of 100 marks. Now pay attention to how those marks are split. A solid 15 marks are for general aptitude. That's your basic analytical and language skills. But the huge chunk, the other 85 marks, is all about your specific subject paper. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Not all questions are the same. GATE uses 3 completely different question formats, and you have to know the rules for each one. Getting this right is absolutely critical for scoring well. First up, you've got your classic multiple choice questions, or MCQs. You know the drill. 4 options, but only one is the right answer. Here's the catch, and it's a big one. These have negative marking. So random guess? Yeah, that could actually hurt your score. You got to be careful with these. Next, we have multiple select questions, or MSQs. This is a totally different ballgame. Here, out of the 4 options, there could be 1, or 2, or 3, or even all 4 correct answers. The good news is there's no negative marking, but the catch is there's no partial credit. You have to select every single correct option to get any points. And finally, there are numerical answer type questions, or NATs. For these, you won't see any options at all. Your job is to solve the problem and then type in a numerical answer using the keypad on the screen. And just like MSQs, the best part is there's no negative marking here either, which is a huge relief. Okay, you've applied, you've prepped, you've taken the exam. Now it's time for the final, and let's be honest, the most exciting part of this whole journey. All of that hard work, all those late nights studying, all that intense focus in the exam hall, it all comes down to this single moment, the result. And this is the day, the one you'll want to circle on your calendar in bright red ink. The results for GATE 2026 will be announced on Thursday, March 19th, 2026. That's when you find out your official score. And that scorecard, that's everything. It's the official document, the proof of your performance, that you're going to use to apply for all of those amazing M.Tech programs, Ph.D. positions, and those high-profile PSU jobs we talked about. It really is the final piece of the puzzle. So there you have it. We've walked through the entire process, from what the exam is all about to what happens after you get your results. The timeline is laid out, the path is clear, and the opportunities, well, they're huge. The only question left is the one you see right now. So, are you?